Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Welcome to episode 31 of Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold, and as always, I am joined by my buddy from the Action Network, Dan Titus. Dan, how you doing this Tuesday?
Doing great, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We had a winning week last week. Got snuck in that Saints winner after that one looked like the refs had taken it away from us. Colts got in the way of a perfect week, but we're ready to hit the horse again this week in week 11. How were your bets this last weekend?
Pretty good. I think I finished out 3-2. Definitely got the Pats. They crushed. Got my Birds who showed out. That was some nice plus money. And then the Saints held it down for us, and then I blew it with the Seahawks. Man, I was not expecting. I think the next thing I'm going to be doing, because I think I wrote on Tyrod Taylor when he was coming back off of injury. Got to avoid these quarterbacks coming off of injuries, but I mean, going into Lambeau is never an easy task for anybody, whether you're fully healthy or not. So, yeah, that might have been a little bit overly ambitious for Russ to cook, but we'll rebound. Still come out on top though.
If it makes you feel any better, I was also on Seattle plus 3.5, and I was also with them on a bunch of teasers, and those were big losers for me last week. Oh well,
blew my teasers. Yeah, everything else was kind of fell into line though. Yeah, but that was the rough one.
The refs tried to fuck us in Tennessee. Boy, did they ever with that roughing the passer call. But God, dude, Trevor Siemian snuck it in the back. No comment on that, but glad it worked out well for us. That was great. All right, let's move into week 11. Before we do that, we have a couple of Champions Round business to talk about. First off, we're giving away an Ezekiel Elliott jersey on this show right now. All you have to do is go to the link in our bio and type in Feed Zeke, and you are eligible to win. We will give that away at the end of the week. The other thing, we have a 7 stakes contest going right now for the Buffalo Indy game. We will talk about that game in a little bit. But we are giving away prizes to the first 3 finishers in that 7 stakes contest. You will have your choice of a Josh Allen, Tre'Davious White, and a Hall of Famer from the Colts, Lenny Moore jersey. So go ahead, take those 3. You have 50 entries, so go ahead and go sign up right now. All right, let's go into week 11. Starts off with your Pats after a big crushing win over the Browns last week. They are currently -7 at DraftKings against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta coming off of a devastating loss to the Dallas Cowboys. They got absolutely demolished. That game was over after the first quarter. Perfect buyback spot for Atlanta, or do we think that the Mac Jones train keeps on rolling?
I'm going to roll with the Mac Jones train. I feel like Belichick always gets his team to prepared and ready to go, even on a short week. We saw how dominant their run game was. I think it looks like Damian Harris is tracking to return this week, but short week, probably don't have to risk it. The New England Patriots are 6-4 right now. They're moving. They're rolling. I don't want to get in the way of this train. And there's one thing that we know that Bill Belichick can do is that he can scheme against opposing quarterbacks. We saw it last week. I think there's a very good chance that they could do this again to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan looked awful against the Dallas Cowboys. That game just got out of hand. So wouldn't be surprised, man. I feel like, Atlanta was riding high for a moment, but you can't stop this New England defense right now. And they're running the ball and Mac Jones decides to place it where he wants to. They're tough, man. So I'm going to roll with the Patriots here.
I will not be. This is the perfect spot for New England. They're coming off a high. This line last week was 3 or 3.5, so it changed 4 points based on 2 results. I'm not really buying it here. Give me the 7. Anything under 7, yeah, maybe I'm a little dicey here. But give me the +7 on the Falcons. I actually saw a 7.5 up here a little earlier. I might have to flyer on that one. Right now, 79% of the money, 86% of the money, 79% of the bets on the Pats. Not shocker there. We saw the same thing happen last week with Miami, 7.5 at home against a much better Baltimore team. I don't care. It's a short week. You're giving me a touchdown at home. The Falcons aren't totally incapable of being good for one game. Yeah, Belichick's a better coach, but I don't know. 7 points is just way too much for me. I don't hate putting New England in a teaser here. get him down to 1. But yeah, I think that I'm going to be rolling with the Falcons. I don't know if this will be one of my top 5, but I will certainly be betting the Falcons come Thursday.
Yeah, I'd prefer if it was 7.5, but the Patriots 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 in Atlanta and 6-0 in their last 6 overall. So
they're rolling.
They're rolling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I got to trust in Belichick. And for what I saw out of Atlanta, man, they shit the bed, and I don't have much faith in the weapons that they have now. We saw Cordarrelle Patterson leave the game with an ankle injury. And then you get to see Wayne Gallman in there. Gross. Mike Davis seems
that's
to be
what I like, though. Come on, that's our specialty.
It's the specialty, but I just can't get to that level of gross, man. Kyle Pitts is probably going to get schemed out. Then what do you have left? You got Matt Ryan throwing to Russell Gage. Good luck.
Yeah, that's not great. All right, let's move on to our first game of Sunday. We got the Birds, man. Birds -1.5 against the Saints, our Saints. So it's your Saints against your Birds. Which way are you going to go here? Currently, the line is, Eagles -1.5, over under 43. Ticket count right now that I see, 70% of the bets and 81% of the money is on the New Orleans Saints.
I wouldn't be surprised. Sharps have really loved the Eagles this season, probably mostly because they were dogs and just the way that their offense is tracking. They run the ball fairly well ever since Miles Sanders has been out of the picture. I'm going to roll with the Birds here, man. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Saints passing offense. We've seen that the Eagles have been able to stifle opposing quarterbacks. They're allowing less than 220 yards per game in the air. Right now, if Alvin Kamara isn't ready to go, that's really concerning for the Saints. So we don't know what his prognosis is yet. I think he'll probably be on the way back, but until he's cleared, I got to bet the Birds here. It's pretty much a pick 'em at -1. I've seen as high as +1.5 for the Saints. So I'm going to take the Birds here, and I think they still keep flying high.
Is this rivalry week? Because we're against each other on every pick so far. We are 2-2. I'm all over the Saints in this game. Perfect spot for me. Sean Payton is an underdog. I'm always going to bet it. Birds at home. They've only covered 1 game at home this entire season, and none as a favorite. So this is a perfect spot for me to fade Philadelphia coming off of a huge win against the Denver Broncos. Saints, they covered, but they still lost the game. They desperately need a win here. I think this is a great spot for them. I think Kamara's going to be back. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's going to be back this week. Just don't trust the Birds. And also, I think this is a massive coaching mismatch between Sirianni and Sean Payton. So give me the Saints as an underdog. I got to do it. Yeah, I don't love keep betting on Trevor Siemian, but I don't know. I've been riding a little. No,
that's the definition of gross, man. You're on brand.
Yes. Love being on brand. All right, next game we have the Miami Dolphins. Talk about this game being gross. Miami Dolphins -3 at the New York Jets, over under 44.5. Ticket count 76% of the bets and 92% of the money on the Miami Dolphins -3. What are we doing here? Yep, that's exactly. All right, we're good. Yeah, that's all we need to hear.
At this point, man, I'm gonna trust. I just don't know that Miami's riding definitely off of a high, beating the Ravens. I think the Ravens was caught sleeping, probably at the club too late, middle of the week or something like that. So I think it's a good spot for the Jets. 3.5. Give me the hook. I buy in. Give me the Jets.
If I see a 3.5, I think that I would be in 2. I would assume that this is going to end up being Zach Wilson. Something to look forward to, or to make sure that before you're placing a bet on this game.
For sure.
I do like what Tua showed me at the end of the game against Baltimore, even with the broken finger. The bet that I really love in this game, I already bet it, over 44.5. I think there's a huge ticket discrepancy on this. 32% of the bets and 89% of the money is on the over in this game, over 44.5. I will be taking that. Everyone wants to bet the under because those two offensives stink. I will go the other way. That is going to be my best bet of this matchup. All right, let's go over to the Cam special game, man. Washington +3.5 at Carolina. Looks like Cam's going to get a start here. Over under currently at 43. Ticket count. Let me get that to us. It is 64% of the bets and 53% of the money is on the Panthers right now.
Follow the Sharps. I go with the Panthers. There's something about inspired football that Cam just brings out of being back in Carolina, man. And he was the most popular meme last week. He's back. The man is
He's back.
The man is getting goal line carries already, vulturing CMC. But let's be honest, man, the offense moves better with Cam in the building. So I think that this is a really good team in terms of playing defense. Like, they are really good against the run. Pass defense has gone through some injuries, but I think that having someone actually have a foothold on this quarterback room, Cam's just going to get him there. So I like Cam here, man. I'm gonna ride with the Panthers. I think this is where we could see their season kind of turn around, get closer to where they were in the beginning of the season with actually some competent QB play. But the thing that I'm worried about is, like, can Cam get the ball to his receivers? We know he can run the ball at the goal line. We know he can move the chains in terms of, like, his athleticism, but he's gonna have to get DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson involved to make it happen. But I think he can do it.
Yeah, he has to throw the ball. That's a fucking issue. Like, he clearly,
he's gonna have to throw the ball.
He can clearly still run the crap out of the ball. That's never an issue. Yeah. And he's a red zone machine. He always has been. Even in New England, he was very successful in the red zone. This is what he does. So that is a benefit over Darnold and PJ Walker for sure. The problem is, in between the 20s is going to have to get you there with the arm. Can he do that? Maybe with CMC, it's a little bit easier because the dump off situation, a little 3-yard pass turns into a 30 burger real quick. That could be helpful compared to what he had in New England at the end of his time in Carolina last time. I am leaning towards Carolina. I do not like this hook being out there at 3. I'll definitely be in 3.5, probably stay away. Over under 43. I actually like the under here. I'm going to fade both offenses after they both got after it last week. Both pulling off big victories, big upset victories against the Buccaneers and the Cardinals. So, give me the under here. I don't want any part of Washington after the Chase Young thing and coming off of that sort of win. I just don't want to buy in on it.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough. That's going to be a big loss for their pass rush for sure. So, 43. Right. Yeah, I lean the under there. Just, with Cam, you don't know what you're going to get from a passing perspective. Could be a lot of game clock, holding the ball, 3 and outs. Pretty ugly game predicted. So, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that under at 43.5.
All right, let's move over to the game that we were doing our 7 stakes for. That is Indy at Buffalo, a rematch of the divisional round last year, actually the wild card last year. Indy currently +7, over under 50.5. Ticket count on this, surprisingly to me, 55% of the bets and 73% of the money are on the Bills here. I can tell you from my perspective, I am all over the Colts. I already bet this at +7.5. I bet the first half under 24.5. I bet the full game under 50.5. There's some weather coming in this weekend into Buffalo. I think it's going to be a gross ground game, and who's got a better ground game than the Indianapolis Colts right now? I know that second half against Jacksonville was gross, but JT's still rolling, and the Bills really don't have a running game. If they're not able to throw the ball against this Indy defense, they could be in for a world of hurt. I might end up betting Indy money line +245 in this one.
Don't think I can go that far with the money line, but Josh Allen is +200 right now for MVP. So the books obviously think that this guy's got something brewing and cooking here after, disappointing against the Jaguars with only putting up 6 points. So the Bills have been that team that's either they're going to blow you out or they're just going to disappoint. But in an AFC matchup where this game's going to matter, definitely more important for the Colts than the Bills, but the Bills still got to get this one right. I'm going to go the other side on this. I'm going to go back. I haven't gone back to the well on the Bills since they disappointed and didn't blow out the Texans. But, I'm going to go with the Bills here. I think this is where we're going to see Josh Allen finally come together. They already got the run game kind of established last week. I've seen it as low as -7. So I'm going to take that -7 now. I do still see it available for +7.5. I do like that hook. If it continues to grow, I could definitely see myself taking the Colts as well at 7.5, just because you get that hook there. But right now at -7, I'm going to go with the Bills.
This is rivalry week. We're going head to head. I love it. It's going to be great. All right. Next game on the board, Detroit Lions +10 at the Cleveland Browns, over under 44.5. Ticket count. Lions, 66% of the bets, 59% of the money. Lions coming off of a tie. Good times. Browns coming off of an epic defeat. What do we got in this game?
Yeah, I gotta get back. Man, I'm going so many favorites here, but yeah, part of me is just like I gotta feel like the Detroit Lions just aren't that good. They're riding high, 10 points. You know what? We're going gross. I'm going to Detroit Lions plus 10, man, because I don't know what I'm gonna get out of Baker Mayfield at this point. I think Bill Bel or who the Cleveland yeah, they did play the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Blacked out there for a second. Bill Belichick exposed freaking Baker Mayfield. He left the game for a portion of time. He didn't return because the game was a blowout. His confidence might be shook. And, assuming that Nick Chubb is good, they should be all right. They should be able to run the ball on this team. But we saw Najee Harris go to work, and it didn't really amount to much. So 10 points, I don't know, man. Detroit's a sneaky backdoor team that might be able to get something done in garbage time. So give me the Lions, as gross as that sounds.
Yeah, it's super gross. And, I'm the proponent of being gross around here.
You won't go that gross.
That's my name. I'm torn in this one. For right now, it's a stay away. I can make the argument easily for Detroit plus 10. The backdoor, obviously, always open. But I hate the way that Jared Goff is throwing the ball right now.
He's not even throwing the ball. That's crazy. Like,
I don't like what they're doing.
Had more rushing yards than he had passing yards. That's just so bad. So bad.
Hawkinson's getting no targets. They're not doing anything with any of the wide receivers. This is not a great spot for them, with the Browns angry, needing a win, getting all of their running backs back. The way that the Lions defend the run here, I could see this being like 2 weeks ago when the Browns just come in and absolutely slaughter someone. I'm going to stay away because that 10 number for the Browns shouldn't be favored by 10 versus anyone right now. But my lean, my 55-45 is towards the Browns. Like, this is also like that, the weird fade spot. Like, the Lions tie, great. Like, fade them. Browns off 45-7. Like, who the hell wants to bet the Browns? They just lost by 38 points. This guy. So maybe, I'm convincing myself that this is actually the gross side as we go. That's not smart. All right. Next game on the board, San Francisco 49ers, after a huge win over the Rams last night, -6.5 at the Jacksonville Jaguars, over under 45 in this one. Ticket count, we have 63% of the bets and 44% of the money on the 49ers right now. Looks like the sharps are hitting the Jaguars early.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a believer in Jimmy Garoppolo. He has played really well the last 3 weeks, over a 100 QB rating since the first time in a really long time. And but we don't know the health of Elijah Mitchell, whether he'll be at 100%. He clearly won't. He broke his finger, but we don't know whether he's going to be playing or not. 6.5 points. Part of me is just like, you know what? I feel like things have been going really weird in the NFL lately. Plus 6.5. Give me the Jaguars here off the 49ers having to go cross country on a Monday night game, riding super high. I don't know. This could be a weird spot where I could see them inching it out by a field goal here. So yeah, give me the Jaguars.
The grossness is back. I love it. I'm on the Jaguars also, plus 6.5. I think that if it gets to 7, absolutely have to bet at 6.5. I'm a little torn, but I'm going to do it anyways. Don't hate San Francisco as a teaser piece, bringing this down to 0.5 point, 1 point, something like that, just to eke out the win. That ticket count is totally on brand with what I thought. San Francisco coming after this giant win Monday night, have to travel literally almost the furthest you can travel in the entire country to get to this game. And it's a morning game. That is a big time issue. I know that San Francisco has had a lot of success with Kyle Shanahan traveling east, but it's mostly been early in the season when they've had these back-to-backs where they stay out there, they stay in West Virginia, not during the middle of the season. Right. So something to look for. I think the Jacksonville plus 6.5. Good bet. Jacksonville plus 7. Really good bet. Jacksonville plus 7.5. Elite bet. That's where I'm standing on this game. I am a little interested in the over 45 based on the way that Jacksonville has played the last 2 weeks. I think that everyone's going to try and come in on the under here. I think that the Jaguars defense is really something special, and maybe it is getting to be a better unit, but I will fade that in this situation. I'll take the over 45.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Don't hate that at all.
All right, let's get even grosser. Houston plus 10 at the Tennessee Titans. Titans 8-2, keep rolling, even though they didn't cover last week. Over under 44.5 ticket count right now. Titans 69% of the bets, 88% of the money. No shocker there. How gross are we getting with Tyrod this week?
The grossest, of course. Definitely going Houston here. I've seen it as high as 10.5. I will grab that at 10.5. Just to give yourself a little bit of more edge there. But yeah, I think, it's a divisional matchup here. And the Titans, they're one of the best teams in football right now. They're 8-2. Ridiculous. Who saw that happening after Derrick Henry goes down? This is a perfect spot to fade them. So I'm going to the Texans. I think that they had the week off. I think we'll see Brandon Cooks back in, getting that more rapport with Tyrod Taylor. Coming off that injury, I think we're going to see a better version of him, and I think they can keep it within 10 points. Still don't have a lot of faith in this Titans offense, man. They're pulling out all the tricks, trying to make this work. They're getting really favorable calls by referees. Let's be honest, they probably shouldn't have won last game. They eked it out on some bullshit. So the luck's going to run out at some point. Houston Texans, week 11. Here we go.
Don't we love this situation for the Houston Texans? The Tennessee Titans, no Derrick Henry, obviously been out. They've been sneaking out all these victories, 5 straight incredible wins. Last week they won with Julio Jones and A.J. Brown combining for 1 catch, and Derrick Henry had 0 yards in that game, and they still somehow won. Isn't this the time the Tennessee Titans just take a breath, relax? It's the Houston Texans. What do we have to worry about? We're going to move on to 9-2, nice and easy. And here comes the fighting Tyrods in there to get. You know what?
Fighting Tyrods.
Screw it. Houston plus 340
money line.
Yeah. It's gonna be in there. We have to do it. Come on, we have to do it. We have to do it. All right. Green Bay,
I like that.
minus 2.5 at Minnesota, over under 49. The ticket count on that one is 83% of the money and 50% of the bets are on Green Bay. All the sharps are on Minnesota. That is not surprising at all. That is the way that you're supposed to bet this game. But do you have the stones to do it, Daniel? What's the verdict?
I think we finally saw an improved Minnesota Vikings squad. They figured it out. They got it done against the Chargers. I didn't like the way that Aaron Rodgers looked against the Seahawks. They won out. I think their defense really came to play. But I think that there could be an opportunity. This is a divisional matchup here, and you know what? I can't do it. Give me the Packers minus 2.5.
We were so close to it.
Give me the Packers. I gotta continue my fate. Hey man, if I'm already betting on this guy to lose his job at some point in the season, I can't just back away from that now. Give me the Packers. Aaron Jones is going to be missing the game. He's got a sprained knee and sprained MCL, but I think we saw AJ Dillon can just go right in there, pound the rock. I think this is going to be a very combative, down in the trenches game. We'll see both teams really relying on their run. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, this is a complete stay away. This is like the Jason recipe for a stay away game. I know that I'm supposed to bet the Vikings. I really want to bet the Packers. Stay out of the way. Just don't do it. I can't do it. The argument for betting the Green Bay Packers is obvious. They have Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is great. They're a really good team. The Vikings are Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
I don't want to bet Kirk Cousins versus that Green Bay defense. There's a chance that he throws 19 interceptions next week. I don't want any part of it. I'm staying the hell out of the way. You can't bet me to bet on that game unless it's you could get me to do the teaser piece with the Vikings to 8.5. That's about it. Otherwise, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I feel like this week is actually, with some of these spreads, I think that this week is definitely trending into a lot of teaser action similar to last week. So, yeah, don't be surprised if most of these bets get flipped a little bit and I get a little bit more edge by this time Friday. Because I think I'm feeling a lot of teaser action this week for sure.
I am too. Speaking of another potential teaser piece, Ravens minus 6 at Chicago, over under 45. Ticket count, 58% of the bets and 57% of the money are on the Ravens to have a bounce back victory over the Bears, who are coming off of a bye. What say you?
You got to expect, this is interesting because the Bears are going to be at home. The Ravens got embarrassed on Thursday Night Football. The Bears defense hasn't been what it was in the beginning of the season. Who knows what happened to Khalil Mack? Dude is just ghost right now. But the question is can Justin Fields actually move the ball? And I think Montgomery will probably be shut down pretty well. We saw that even though Miami was able to come out with a victory, the running game for Miami was non-existent against that Baltimore defensive front. They really got beat in the pass. So this is going to be all on Justin Fields' shoulders.
Yep.
I don't know that he's ready. Give me the Baltimore Ravens -6.
Yeah, I'm really torn on this one too. The Ravens is the teaser piece just to win outright. I can't see them losing 2 straight, especially.
Exactly.
This is like the perfect spot for the teaser piece here. So I will do, even though you're not doing the Wong team, whatever, you're not bringing through 7-3, getting this down where you just need the Ravens to win. I'm cool with it. Give me that part. Over under 45, don't really want to touch. My concern with the Ravens covering the 6 is their yards per play right now. They're tied for second worst in the league. They're giving up 6.2 yards per play. That's not going to be good. I understand that Justin Fields isn't really elite yet, but he did have a really nice performance against the Steelers. I think he's starting to mature. He's getting better. And that sort of yards per play, especially when most of it's coming through the passing game, I could see Fields having a lot of success here. That's not conducive to winning as a 6-point favorite on the road. So I definitely have my issues. If Chicago's defense is as injured as I think that they may be, then this turns into one of those games where the Ravens just beat up on a bad team. I can see that happening too. So for me, stay away, take it as a teaser piece, move on, take that victory.
Not mad at that. What do you think about the game total?
45, probably a stay away for me. I could see an under though. I could see this being like 24-17, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
All right. We have the Bengals traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders, currently -1.5, over under 49.5. Ticket count in that one. I know that the Sharps are all over the Raiders in this game. 27% of the bets and 54% of the money are on the Las Vegas Raiders at +1.5. I will be there also. I got to do it. I got to fade the fade of the Las Vegas Raiders. They have had 2 really, really bad games in a row. Obviously, with the Ruggs and Gruden situation, they've been through a lot this season. Bengals are coming off of a bye, so not surprised that the public wants to jump all over the Bengals here. But give me the Raiders as a home dog here. I got to do it.
Yeah, this is a really interesting game because both teams are like squarely in the midst of a divisional race, and I like the Bengals on this side of this. Coming out of the bye week, we saw the Raiders pretty much just implode on Sunday Night Football. A lot of bad turnovers. And really, it's almost as if they weren't watching everybody else scheme against the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you get a week to prepare, I don't know that I can trust the Raiders defense to competently prepare for a team that pretty much just has been throwing the ball over the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Joe Burrow have a really good game. Joe Mixon gets another week of rest. You know, he's been in and out of the lineup, spelling carries to Samaje Perine, but I think this is a good bet for the Cincinnati Bengals. Probably tease them up a little bit. This is pretty much a pick 'em right now, but yeah, I got to lean to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they're the more proven team right now, and they've beaten better competition throughout the season. So I think that they're going to get ready for this one. The travel shouldn't be that much of a hindrance to their success. So I'm going to be on the Bengals side and the Sharp side here.
That is a completely fair analysis. I will be going Raiders +1.5. I'll take the money line, and I really do really like the teaser piece here at home, bringing it up from 1.5 to 7.5 with the Raiders. And I kind of like the over here, over 49.5. I think that you convinced me a little bit that you think that Burrow's going to have a big game. I could see that happening on both sides of the ball. So yeah, give me that over 49.5. Why not? All right,
don't hate it.
We got 4 more games left on the board. Arizona Cardinals -2.5 at the Seattle Seahawks, over under 49 ticket count. These Sharps are all over the Seahawks in this one. 40% of the bets, 71% of the money. Do we think Kyler's going to play in this game?
This is a divisional matchup. I mean, with the way that was a bad loss, right? And I think we know. I mean, Colt McCoy was obviously the quarterback. No D-Hop, no Chase Edmonds. This wasn't going to be the best game, but I think that they're giving Kyler another week's rest is really going to be important. I think Kyler plays in this game. Are the markets factoring that in? I think that they are, because the way that Seattle just looked, barely scoring any points. Russ obviously looking like he needed another week to prepare. part of me is like, the Cardinals shouldn't be favored here unless Kyler's playing. I think D-Hop might return too. So part of me is like, I got to ride with the Cardinals, but this is a gross season. So I'm going to go Seattle plus 2.5. Probably more than likely tease them up a little bit, just to give a little bit more margin. Unfortunately, that my teaser with them did not work last week because they shit the bed. But I think Russ at home is different, with another week to prepare is different. And Russ, there's still an outside chance that Seattle can still have a shot at making the playoffs here. So this is probably going to be their most important game of the season. I think that they're going to get ready for it. Don't be surprised if we see a big game out of DK Metcalf after getting tossed for some bullshit. I'm going Seahawks here.
The fade of the cliff begins. Let's do it. I am all over the Seahawks. This is the Seahawks Super Bowl. You are right on the money here. They need to win this game more than anything else this season. They can shut down Russ after this game if they lose. So give me plus 2.5. Give me plus 8.5. I like the under in this game. I think it'll be a little bit low scoring. I don't think Arizona's offense, even if Kyler and D-Hop come back, they're going to be in slow motion. They've been off for a long time here. It's going to take them a little time to recharge and get ready for it. Seattle always plays well against Cliff Kingsbury. Always. They're always in these games. I think they come out. Put this on the round robin money line too. I'm with you. We gotta go with the Seahawks. We have to do it. Have to do it. All right. Dallas plus 2.5 at Kansas City, over under 56.5. Holy crap. I might have to bet the under in that one. Current ticket count, Chiefs 57% of the tickets, 62% of the money. Not surprised here that the public likes the Chiefs a little bit after they got right with 41 points against the Las Vegas Raiders. But the Cowboys are on a mission. I think, for my money, Dak is the MVP of the league right now. He's been the most consistent quarterback. Their team is really, really cooking. And the way that you beat this Chiefs defense and to keep Mahomes off the field is you run the crap out of the ball. And what are the Dallas Cowboys doing? Feed Zeke, feed Pollard. They are absolutely crushing on the ground right now. So for me, at least, Cowboys is a teaser piece, 8.5. Absolutely. Sign me up for that deal. I will probably be plus 2.5. I'm not fully sold that the Chiefs figured out everything last week. I think it was more of a matter of they got the Raiders at the right time in the right defensive scheme, and good for them. It's great. They got Kelsey back involved. Like, I could totally see them winning this game and getting fully back on track, but I'll take the chance on the Cowboys here.
Yeah, both teams look super dynamic in week 10 here, and I think that they're factoring in Mahomes is back. But I don't know that he's back enough to beat these Dallas Cowboys. We finally saw the Dallas Cowboys come back to earth in week 9 against the Denver Broncos. But when Dak was ready and back and looking comfortable, man was slinging it all over the field. He's found CeeDee Lamb. He's got Michael Gallup back. And more importantly, they're establishing the run game with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. This defense, the Chiefs defense, is still something I don't believe in. And to stop this juggernaut offense, it's going to be tough. And I really like the play of teasing this up to 8.5. But I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys here plus 2.5. They're on the road, but we've seen that they've had success before, man. They've been in this position before. Their defense is better than the Chiefs. And if this ends up being the shootout that, the over-under is the game total is projecting at 56, that's a lot. I'm taking the under on that just because, damn, that's fucking high. But, I'm going to go with Dallas Cowboys here, man, plus 2.5.
I'm with you. All right, let's ride. Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Chargers currently -5. A lot of COVID issues going on between these two teams right now. Ben may miss. Joey Bosa is going to be out for this game. Minka might miss it. Jerry Tillery might miss this. Over-under in this game is 47. I do not have an accurate ticket count on this game. It is not in the Action Network right now. But 70% of the tickets are on the Chargers. We just don't have an accurate money total. So, what are your thoughts on this one? And why do you think the line has moved up? Even though Chargers have a couple people out, this line moved from 3.5 to 5.
Yeah, very bizarre. It's probably, like, to me, it's got to be the secondary of the Steelers, right? Like, if they're missing their defense is their backbone right now outside of Najee Harris, who should have a really good game. The Chargers are still, they did a good job last week of stopping the run. But over the course of this season, that's been their biggest vulnerability is the run game. And so no matter who's playing quarterback, whether Ben's back there or Mason Rudolph, I think they're just going to establish the run to try to get this victory. The fact that the Steelers are 6-point dogs kind of has me on the Steelers. We haven't seen Brandon Staley make the adjustments that he needs to make week over week. And Justin Herbert hasn't been great. So at this point, if the Steelers, if most of their defense is out, but at the same time, you have Nick Bosa is also going to be out as well. So, or has COVID. So this is going to be an ugly game. I'm going to take the under on it. And yeah, this is probably a stay away from me just because there's just so many unknowns with who's going to be active and who isn't. But gun to my head, I'm taking the Steelers here just because, they had a unfortunate circumstance. They didn't lose. So, their place in the AFC North is still intact, but they need a win bad as much as the Chargers do. But I think that they could keep it within 6 points, all things considered.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Chargers here. I get the under 47 in this game. I like that number a lot. So maybe that puts me more towards the Steelers. I'm really mad that Joe Lombardi is ruining my favorite quarterback in the NFL. What
is happening to Herbert, man? We were the ones chanting Herbert for MVP come week 4. And man, it's just been a nosedive ever since, man. Complete 180, just hasn't. It's really been Mike Williams, right? Like, I feel like the success of Herbert is really tied to Mike Williams, because ever since Mike Williams has been shit, so is Justin Herbert. And we saw him drop a touchdown last week. I don't know if he's hurt or whatever, but like Keenan Allen's still doing his thing. But yeah, man, it's just tough out there for Mike Williams. So if he can get going, I think we'll see Herbert kind of get back to where he was in the beginning of the season. But until that happens, I don't know. I have too much confidence in him.
It's really all about, at least from my perspective, it's all about the fact that the Chargers are utilizing the Saints offense where Justin Herbert is not Drew Brees. Like, you don't need to have an ADOT of 5.5.
Right.
You can sling the ball down the field. What makes Herbert great is that deep ball ability. If you're not taking the roof off and then creating the middle of the field for him to take advantage of, what are you fucking doing with your quarterback, dude?
Big facts.
You have 4 quarterbacks maybe in the NFL that have that sort of arm. And some of the other ones, like you look at what Brian Daboll does for Josh Allen. Throw the ball deep. It's exactly what you should be doing for Justin Herbert. It's ridiculous. And until Brandon Staley and Joe Lombardi figure that part out, I have a hard time backing this Chargers coaching staff. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So you would think that an analytically driven team like the Chargers will figure this out eventually. I hate the Steelers. This is a terrible team. If TJ Watt, TJ Watt got hurt in that game too.
Yeah, that's a big injury if he's not out.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what's going to happen with that defense. They could be absolutely destroyed in this game. So I'll take a chance and say that the Chargers are going to win this one, get back into the AFC West race, or sit on top of it. But not a whole lot of faith here. I like the under 47 more than anything else. All right, Monday Night Football, last game of the week. Giants plus 10.5 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, over under 49.5 right now. Ticket count. The Sharps love the Buccaneers to bounce back after 2 straight losses. Tom Brady was big time mad after that loss to the Washington
He didn't want to talk to the press. Super mad.
You have 1 minute. Make it quick. That's my quarterback. I love it. I think that the Tampa Bay, look, what you're supposed to do in this game absolutely is bet Daniel Jones on the road. Plus 10.5. We've said that forever. Daniel Jones is the guy to bet in the spot.
He's the cover man. That's what he does.
Guess what? I have 4 letters for you. GOAT. I'm betting on Tom Brady. Give me the Buccaneers.
GOAT season.
Yeah, there we go. That was not even planned.
Yeah, man. You can't bank. You just can't fade Tom Brady after that. They came out of the bye, shit the bed. And at this point, we don't even know who's playing for the Giants again, man. They're coming off a bye week, but who cares? They have no offensive line. They have next to no weapons in the secondary, on the offensive side of the ball. This team's in shambles. Don't have any faith in them. This is going to be a pissed off Tampa Bay team. Wouldn't be surprised if Leonard Fournette went off. Tom Brady throws for 304 TDs. This is going to be a bloodbath. And sorry for the New York Giants, but this isn't going to be a fun game to play. So yeah, I'll take that 11.5 points. It doesn't matter what the point spread is. I'm taking the Bucs.
Screw it. I love it. That's a great way to close out the week. All right. that does it for this show, episode 31 of Gambling with Gold. We will be back on Friday, actually Thursday night, potentially, with our best bets. Before then, a couple of Champions Round things on the way out. Just a reminder, 7 stakes, Indy, Buffalo, Josh Allen, Tre'Davious White, Lenny Moore jerseys up for grab. Go to the Champions Round app and play that game right now. And then go to our bio and enter Feed Zeke for a chance to win a Zeke Elliott jersey. Until Friday, Dan, good luck on all your bets on Thursday night. And
yes,
we'll talk to you later.